Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rahwa Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for pushing 100% truth to rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that have been scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This is Matazah Lacham. I was watching a video this morning about from the channel GMS Unto the Elect is Sealed. The brother is very informative. I strongly suggest that you go and subscribe to his channel for more edification. I try to do the best I can. I'm not that good a teacher, but I'm trying to do what I can for the furthering of the gospel. That's all I can do. But like I said before, I ran across this video. The brother was watching. I thought I'd lay him back on the back of it, and put some biblical scriptures with it, because this is wow, man. These goddamn Edomites, boy, they gotta go. They gotta go, man. Wow. The depths of Satan. This is what the depths of Satan would be like. Okay? And in a roundabout way, it's a blessing to know what these devils have schemed against you. Okay? They've made a scheme against you, man. It's crazy. They've taken your identity. They've taken your people, your knowledge. They've taken your belief system, called it a religion. They've changed your name. They've called you racial epithets and everything else to keep you down and keep you in the dark as to who you truly are. Listen to this.
Control of the most intelligent, powerful species on the planet would be to completely divide them from the love within themselves. As soon as they are old enough to begin creating an understanding of who they are, force them into a system that teaches them that it is wrong to be yourself if yourself is different from what is accepted as normal. Confuse them about their own biological makeup so that they think that permanently altering their body is the answer to happiness. Require their daily attendance at an institution that makes them focus only on the information that is provided. Make them attend that institution from age 5 until an adult and repeatedly test them on the information so that it becomes their truth. Give them an explanation to everything so that they never have a chance to make their own assumptions of the world. Scold them and humiliate them if they suggest an opinion that opposes that of their authorities. Keep reminding them of how cruel their ancestors were to each other in the past and broadcast how cruel they are to each other in the present. Only show them tragedies on the news so that they live in fear and think the worst of one another. Convince them that their species used to be that of an incognizant wild animal. Make them think that their very existence is so incredibly random that they lack purpose and struggle to make sense of a creator. Tell them that their kind is as smart as they've ever been so that they don't question the integrity of the system that they're in. Provide them idols with artificial beauty and use them as examples of what it is to look perfect so that they are never content with their own appearance and can't help but to compare themselves amongst each other. Create addictive digital platforms that rank them by numbers so that they base their self-worth off of the amount of followers that they have and are never satisfied. Build a society around them in which those who have money benefit and those who don't fail. Make money their main focus, but make it so difficult to accumulate that they remain in a place of constant struggle, forced to dedicate the majority of their time to the system that made it this way. Tax them in every way possible, but tell them that it's for their own benefit so that they don't think twice about paying it. Take so much of their time and energy throughout the week, but give them 2 days to themselves so that they feel a sense of reward and don't fight back. Promote the consumption of poison in every social setting so that even on those 2 days, they remain disconnected from themselves and each other. Pump their food with excess sugars and addictive chemicals, but make it cheap, advertised, and easily accessible so that they never stop consuming. When their food makes them ill, prescribe them medication that only masks the symptoms so that they become dependent on it every day. Charge them so much money for healthcare so that they stay in a constant loop of consuming, medicating, and working. Cause chaos amongst them and blame it on a group of their own so that they form judgmental stereotypes. Turn them against each other in so many ways so that even if they were to connect on one, they would still be divided by another.
Did you hear that? This is what these devils have done, man. Okay? This is what they've done. They've been doing this for years. Okay? This is all of the wickedness of what these motherfuckers have been doing, man, to us as God's people. Okay? For real. Complete insanity. Listen to Bill Gates' podcast.
Reducing population growth, that's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health. In the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations. I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water. With too many people. We have global warming because too many people are using too much stuff. Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems. You say the next pandemic, there will be another pandemic. Absolutely. We don't know when. History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if. We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030. If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year. We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. We have to think ahead. We definitively will have to face other surprises, black swans, as they are called, and maybe different kinds of viruses. But also there will be a surprise outbreak. Most of the work we're going to do to be ready for pandemic 2, I call this pandemic reducing.
Okay. So how in the fuck does that work, man? These people are insane.
Growth. That's this.
Okay. These people are insane, man. Reducing population growth? Who gives a shit? Okay. Okay, and then where's that one at? And then check this out, man. This is what Abraham Lincoln, or not Abraham Lincoln, but Benjamin Franklin was saying. Okay. Benjamin Franklin. This Benjamin Franklin is completely insane, man. For real. Check this out. Benjamin Franklin's observations concerning the increase of mankind in 1751 was not a single letter, but an essay discussing population growth and advocating for the expansion of the British Empire in America. The essay argues that America's vast territory allows for greater population growth than in Europe, which is more settled. Franklin also famously included a controversial passage arguing for the exclusion of blacks and tawnies to increase the number of lovely white and red people in America. Okay. Reflecting the racial views of the time. Okay. Racial ideas. In a well-known and controversial passage, Franklin suggests that to increase the lovely white and red population, the British should exclude blacks and tawnies from America. This reflects the racist beliefs prevalent in his era and his desire to increase the proportion of white people in the colonies. Okay. this is okay. Benjamin Franklin said this shit, man. Okay. I was listening to Elder Malcolm's video this morning on Critical Race Historical Facts channel, and he went off into and made mention of this Benjamin Franklin letter of increasing mankind, right? So I typed it into the Google search engine. I was going to tap it into Chat GPT as far as the exact passage and what it says in reference to blacks and tawnies, and see what it says. But this is the plan of these devils, man. You heard what the young woman was saying. They want to keep us down in perpetual oppression. Okay? This is what they want to do. They don't want to do nothing else. Okay? And the rest, hell, they just want to exterminate us from the face of the fucking earth, man. From the sounds of it. Okay? It's like you. Because, that's crazy, man. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Where is it at? Let's go get it. Okay. Let's go get. We'll start at Psalms 49 and 11, right? Okay. Okay. Let's start at verse 10. Psalms 49 and 10. Those who are wise must finally be unalive to die, just like the foolish and senseless, leaving all their wealth behind. Right, in NLT. Okay, KJV. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And Elder Malcolm had made a mention of a book called The Moors in Spain and Portugal. Okay, and I was on my mainstream live video yesterday. Today's Monday. Yesterday was Sundays when we have the opportunity to go preach. You know, a bug out came up there and took up the most of the video, telling this about aliens from outer space and vibrations on the earth and all of this other goddamn bullshit. And we was trying to straighten his ass out, but he wouldn't listen. So our people are hard-headed and stiff-necked, man. I was trying to tell him what's in the Bible, but he wouldn't listen to me. Okay? Let me go get what I was trying to do. Ezekiel chapter 2. Right? Salakia. Right, I'll start at verse 3. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are impudent children, and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God. And that's what me and the brother Yakal was doing yesterday. You know, but I mean, damn, these people come up, they're just hard-headed, man. They don't want to hear nothing you got to say. It goes right back to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 8 through 11. It's, okay, I'm going to go get that next passage too. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall they know that there hath been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and though thou dost dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. And when I looked, and behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. Okay, and he's talking about vibrations in the book and life and death. Okay, yeah, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Life and death are in the power of this book, the Holy Bible. Basic instruction before leaving earth. BIBLE. It's an acronym. Okay, this is an instruction manual for our people, the Israelites. Okay, because the Most High chose the Israelites above all nations upon the face of the earth. That well and good, but there is an elect remnant of those Israelites that are willing to hear and hearken and listen to what is being spoken to them, and consider their ways and rehearse the righteous acts, found in Judges chapter 5, verse 11. Now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 30, right, verse 8, on that video, that passage I told you. Now go and write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come, forever and ever. Right? And that book and that table is the Bible. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, See not, and to the prophets, Prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Right? These people are stubborn rebels who refuse to pay attention to the Lord's instructions. And that's basically what this dude was doing yesterday. He was completely ignoring the instructions manual of what I was trying to explain to him. I was trying to get on to build a rapport with the man so we could have a conversation. But the motherfucker didn't want to have nothing to do with that. He wanted to come in and take over the whole conversation. He cut whatever, and for us to listen to him and what he had to say. I told him, hey, look, let's agree to disagree and kick rocks, man, because we ain't gonna never be on the same page. Okay. And after that, I just got immediately pissed off because I felt like I wasted my time. Okay. And I shouldn't have to feel like that. But that's the way it is. Like I said, but in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, right? Verse 9. For I think that the Most High God, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, has set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour are we both hunger and thirst, and are naked and buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place. And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and of the offscouring of all things unto this day. And that they made it quite evident yesterday. Brother Yakal was talking to one of the Latino of the Latino Mexican nation. Okay, and he became offended. Okay, he was offended at the fact that the brother Yakal went into the book of Ezekiel and tried to show the young man the judgment of the Most High God for disobedience. And that was the first thing that popped in his head. So he went to Ezekiel talking about the children. You shouldn't be cussing about children and cussing and all of this going on. Okay, I was hearing the conversation behind me while I was trying to have a conversation with this fucking bug out. But I mean, it was just very, very, very unsettling for me. I tried to go out there and I was trying to hold my composure and let him have what he had to say. I mean, he was just all over the place. It didn't make any fucking sense, right? I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you. Okay? For though you have 10,000 instructors in Hamashiach, yet ye have not many fathers. For in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, I have begotten you through the gospel. Okay? Okay? We appeal gently when evil things are said about us, yet we are treated like the world's garbage, like everybody's trash, right up to the present moment. Okay? And that's what they do, man. They come by, scoff, mock, talk shit to us. You seen it yesterday. You go and watch that video, you see what I'm talking about, man. Okay? I couldn't get rid of this guy fast enough. Okay? He took up the whole video talking shit about what he believed. There were other people that were coming up that wanted to come up and ask questions. Okay? That's the reason why I set my camp right there on that corner, because they gives, and put all them pictures out there, all them receipts. So this way the people would drive by these receipts and it would catch their attention. I throw my, like the Most High Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, through his servant the prophet Jeremiah said, I have made you fishers of men. I will send amongst you many fishers, right? Let's get that, see. Let's get many fishers. Boom. Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And that's what I try to do, was throw a net out there. Okay. With all those receipts and those placards out there. So this way it would bring those individuals in that are interested in salvation. That's the reason why I do it. Right. Okay. The Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai controls the minds and hearts of men. A man pondereth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps, like it says in Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9. So it was the Lord's doing that put this in my mind, to put them pictures out there in order to grab the people's attention. So this way that we would be able to have a dialogue, okay, and a conversation concerning their salvation and what they need to do in order to be saved. It's easier for me to do it that way, right? And after will I send for many hunters. So the many hunters, the Most High is going to make us hunters, and we're going to go into the clefts of the rock, okay, where these devils have went unto the depths of the rock to hide from the power and grace and majesty of the Most High God's only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, in these deep underground military bases, these underground cities, these bunkers, okay? And dig them out, put their ass in chains, and drive them before the people, and make them of continual employment as slaves for 1,000 years, as it is written in Ezekiel chapter 39. Okay? So, I mean, there's nothing they can do, man. Okay? Their job is to dig up, melt down, and make the kingdom of heaven. If they're going to use their swords and turn them into plowshares, and their spears and the pruning hooks, nation shall not lift up nation anymore, neither shall they learn war anymore. Okay? Ain't going to be no more war, because Esau is going to be put down. The world was at peace before Esau, Edom came and took over. Okay? The Moors, or the so-called Dark Ages, or the so-called Dark Ages, the Byzantine Empire ran by the Moors. Okay, Moors is just simply another word for blacks. Okay, so-called dark skin, or black, tawny colored people. Okay, tawny is brown and muscular. Okay, so all we're trying to do is just get to the bottom of what needs to be done, what needs to be said. But we keep running into people, whether they will hear or forbear, and the people are forbearing us. They don't want to hear it. Okay? So we try to do what we can, Okay? I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Okay? So that's the Most High is going to make us governors, the governors of Judah. Okay? Like it says in, where's it said? Zechariah chapter 12, verse 5. Right? And the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength in the day of the Lord of hosts, their power. Okay? And the clans of Judah will say to themselves, the people of Jerusalem have found strength in the Lord of heaven's armies, their power. Right? That's what we say about the elect. Okay? That the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, has sent these individuals to us, so this way they would be sealed for salvation. And the only way they can be sealed is to know the name of the Most High, where it would be written in their forehead. The only way to write something in your forehead is to put it in your memory. Okay, to make you think about it constantly. Okay, to teach you about it. Okay, and why the individuals that are currently in power now changed that name to try to hide it from you. Now you saw you heard the young woman at the beginning of the video. This is what they planned and what they offered to do. Then you heard Bill Gates. You heard Larry Fink. You heard what's his name? Dr. Fauci. You heard all of these different individuals of what they plan to do to us. Okay, even women of the Israeli congregation. The woman that you heard about in the Israeli congregation is the same woman that feels threatened about the so-called African American, the young black youth here in America. Of course, black is a social construct that was created in 1681 to 1682 in what is now called West Virginia. Okay, in the original 13 colonies. Okay, and I just showed you what Benjamin Franklin, okay, in the city of Pennsylvania thought about so-called blacks and tawnies, because, okay, and that's what these people want to do, man. They want to try to outproduce us, but like it says in Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 15, they're going to fail, right? Right? For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Let's go get some context on that. In 2nd Ezra, okay, where's it at? Yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 3. Right, verse 12. And it happened that when they, being the Israelites, that dwelt upon the earth began to multiply and had gotten many children and were a great people, they began again to be more ungodly than the first. Now when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them whose name was Abraham. Thou lovest him, and unto him only thou showedest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldst never forsake his seed. Verse 16, and unto him thou gavest Isaac. Now remember, Abraham had many children. He had 12 sons through Keturah. He had other children by Hagar, Sarai, whatever. Okay, he had the 2 children by Hagar and Sarai, and then he had many more children with with Keturah. Okay, and then Keturah had handmaids. Okay, so Abraham was getting around. Okay, with his old ass, for real. Okay, all right, hold up. And unto him thou gave, but the chosen seed was through Isaac. Okay, remember the angel came to Sarah and Abraham and told them they would have a child, and they laughed the angel to scorn. And the angel told them, "Hey, this time next year you're going to bear a child." And Sarah laughed because shit, she was in her 90s. She wasn't finna have no kids. She busted out laughing. Abraham busted out laughing too, man. Come on, man. Next year, what do you get? Boom, a baby. Come on, man. Probably that night, Abraham's shit just got rock hard, and he couldn't think about nothing else but Sarah when she was young, and she couldn't think about nothing but Abraham when she was young, and just was going at it like rabbits. Okay. 9 months later, boom, here come Isaac, man. Come on, man. These people was in Abraham was 199 fucking years old, and Sarah was in her 80s or 90s. Come on, man. Only the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has the power to do that, okay? It ain't possible. You think these goddamn Edomite Caucasians, with all of their science and technology, where knowledge has increased as it is written in the book of Daniel, okay, that they haven't tried that already? Do you think they haven't tried to genetically manipulate this? Okay? You think they haven't tried to manipulate what's going on? But anyway, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac, God damn it, man. Every time. Salakia. Shalom. Salakia. I apologize. I mean, it was my significant other. She wanted me to, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, verse 16, and unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. So the Most High Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, doesn't give a shit about Esau. Okay, now well listen. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau. And so listen, and so Jacob became a great multitude. What happened to Esau? For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. The Lord says to Edom, I will cut you down to size among the nations. You will be despised by all. Okay. That's what the Most High did by putting Esau off to the side. Okay. Now, going back to the original video. Let me go back. Boom. Okay.
Control of the most intelligent, powerful species on the planet would be to completely divide them from the love within themselves. As soon as they are old enough to begin creating an understanding of who they are, force them into a system that teaches them that it is wrong to be yourself if yourself is different from what is accepted as normal. Confuse them about their own biological makeup so that they think that permanently altering their body is the answer to happiness. Require their daily attendance at an institution that makes them focus only on the information that is provided. Make them attend that institution from age 5 until an adult and repeatedly test them on the information so that it becomes their truth. Give them an explanation to everything so that they never have a chance to make their own assumptions of the world. Scold them and humiliate them if they suggest an opinion that opposes that of their authorities. Keep reminding them of how cruel their ancestors were to each other in the past and broadcast how cruel they are to each other in the present. Only show them tragedies on the news so that they live in fear and think the worst of one another. Convince them that their species used to be that of an incognizant wild animal. Make them think that their very existence is so incredibly random that they lack purpose and struggle to make sense of a creator. Tell them that their kind is as smart as they've ever been so that they don't question the integrity of the system that they're in. Provide them idols with artificial beauty and use them as examples of what it is to look perfect so that they are never content with their own appearance and can't help but to compare themselves amongst each other. Create addictive digital platforms that rank them by numbers so that they base their self-worth off of the amount of followers that they have and are never satisfied. Build a society around them in which those who have money benefit and those who don't fail. Make money their main focus, but make it so difficult to accumulate that they remain in a place of constant struggle, forced to dedicate the majority of their time to the system that made it this way. Tax them in every way possible, but tell them that it's for their own benefit so that they don't think twice about paying it. Take so much of their time and energy throughout the week, but give them 2 days to themselves so that they feel a sense of reward and don't fight back. Promote the consumption of poison in every social setting so that even on those 2 days, they remain disconnected from themselves and each other. Pump their food with excess sugars and addictive chemicals, but make it cheap, advertised, and easily accessible so that they never stop consuming. When their food makes them ill, prescribe them medication that only masks the symptoms so that they become dependent on it every day. Charge them so much money for healthcare so that they stay in a constant loop of consuming, medicating, and working. Cause chaos amongst them and blame it on a group of their own so that they form judgmental stereotypes. Turn them against each other in so many ways so that even if they were to connect on one, they would still be divided by another.
Okay. This is the plan of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Real shit. Ecclesiasticus. No, it's not Ecclesiasticus. It's Wisdom of Solomon. Okay. What is it? No. Wisdom of Solomon 15, verse 9, I think it is. Verse 12. Check this out. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15, verse 12. But they counted our life a pastime, and our time here a market for gain. For they say we must be getting every way, though it be by evil means. For this man, that of earthly matter maketh brittle vessels and graven images, knoweth himself to offend above all others. Okay? And that's basically what it is. These people know that they are the wicked. They know that they're the wicked, man. These people know that they're the devil. Okay? Jeremiah 49:16, Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldst make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Also Edom shall be a desolation, every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Okay? And that's what's going to happen here in Babylon the Great. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua in his gracious and abundant mercy has sent forth his servants, the prophets, once again to chant the downfall of Babylon the Great, America. Okay? And America is falling. The reason why America is falling, like I was trying to tell the fucking bug out yesterday, but he wouldn't give me a chance, and he was trying to confuse me on my words. Just like they were trying to do Yahushua HaMashiach years ago. You know? The scribes and Pharisees type shit coming at us with a bunch of goddamn confusion. You see what I'm saying? I knew what he was doing, but he never gave me a chance to edgewise whether they will hear or forbear, and clearly they forbear it. You know, but the Most High in his abundant mercy, he made our forehead hard against their forehead. Okay. Damn. Okay, let me do it this way. Adamant stone. Okay? Okay. I'll just try that one, right? All right, let's go up here to Zechariah verse 9. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 9. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Execute true judgment, and show mercy and compassions every man to his brother, and oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. But they refused to hearken, and pulled away the shoulder, and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Yep, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts had sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. And that great wrath that these people are going to suffer, okay, is where the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to bring these devils down. Let's go here to Jeremiah chapter 30. This great wrath. As a matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 9. No, it's not Jeremiah chapter 9. It's Ezekiel chapter 9. So like you. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Right? All right, here we go. Let's start at verse 3. And the glory of the God of Israel was gone up from the cherub whereupon he was, to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side, which I believe is Yahushua HaMashiach. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay? And the men that sigh and that cry are the prophets that stand on street corners, risking their life and freedom to tell you whether you will hear or forbear the truth of the gospel. The gospel simply means good news. Okay? This is an opportunity for you to turn around and repent, but they refused. They pulled away the shoulder. We just read it, right? Okay. And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? So you have, you know, the mark of exemption, and then you have the mark of destruction, or the mark of the beast. Okay, and you have the mark of judgment, and then you have the mark of the exemption of judgment. Okay, you've got mark of exemption. Okay, and then you have the mark of the beast. Okay, you got two marks. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, the mark of exemption, we just read it. Come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. And the mark consists of, okay, the men that sigh and they cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of Babylon the Great, America. Okay? Here it comes. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. Okay? But come not near any man upon whom is the mark of exemption, and begin at my sanctuary. Right? His sanctuary are his people, his inheritance. Okay? Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, and the ancient men would be our leaders. Okay, these false prophets. It's going to clearly the judgment of the Most High is going to come to the false prophets amongst our people first, and then amongst the circumcision. Those individuals that know that they're Israelites, but they teach a false doctrine. Such as FOPI, ISUPK. To Sakari, them Genesis Israelites, all these different individuals, GOCC, that all talk shit about the word of the Most High. Okay, let me see if I can find that image for you. Okay. All right, I'll go to the beginning or the end. Let me see. Nope. Okay. All right, let me go up here. Select. Okay, no, go back. All right. I think it's down here close to the beginning. Salakia. About all these different teachers and all these different camps. Boom. Right? Here it is. Check this out. Yo, brother, we got to be at the end of for this madness to be happening. Listen to this. Look. IUIC denying the names of Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. ISUPK denying the servant who baptized Yahweh Shai. Okay, right? They say John the Baptist wasn't in the truth. Tazariak and all the rest of them lunatics over there with Jenna Johanna. Right? ISUPK denying the servant who baptized Yahweh Shai, saying that John the Baptist wasn't in the truth. The stupid shit. Sakari denying the word of Yahweh Shai. Right? Saying the book of Hebrews is not an actual true depiction or an account of the words of the Most High God. Okay? Missing the whole picture about the Most High sent his only begotten Son in the Holy Spirit and ordained Paul the Apostle on the road to Damascus to go and preach the gospel to the uncircumcised amongst our people. Those uncircumcised would be akin to what is called Gentile foreigners. Those Gentile foreigners would be Israelites that were not aware that they're Israelites, whose bloodline goes back to the 12 tribes that were scattered amongst the heathen nations in which they lived, speaking the different languages, the customs, the clothing, the tattoos, and the dietary law of those nations in which they had been scattered and raised in those customs. Okay, Paul was sent to those individuals because of the different ability of switching from different languages, of going amongst all these different people. They didn't all speak English. They all spoke different languages that were native to their country in which they were in. And there were Israelites dispersed among the heathen that lived amongst the heathen. Okay? One body in Yahushua denying the works of Yahushua. They denied that Yahushua HaMashiach raised the dead, healed the sick, and fed thousands of people with 2 fish and a loaf of bread. Okay? And was raised on the 3rd day by the strength of his own arm, because it was not possible that death itself could hold him. Death can't hold the Son of the Most High God who created all things. Come on now. Everything was created through him. The Most High gave Yahushua HaMashiach a blueprint of what he wanted existence to be. And Yahushua went about forth with it. Before he did that, he created the Halahayim. Okay? The Elohim, the Alahayim, the angels, to help him in his endeavor to create all of existence. Okay, the first thing he did created was what? The planet Earth. He separated the light from the darkness. Come on now. I think we all know this, right? But one body Yahushua denying the works of Yahushua. GOCC, they deny the will of Yahushua. And the will of Yahushua, that the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua would only save his elect from the 4 winds from one end of heaven to the other, as it is written in Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. But they want to deny the will, saying that all nations can be saved. What the actual fuck? Okay? No, all nations cannot be saved. Only the Israelites that live amongst those nations can be saved. And only the elect of those individuals that are living amongst the heathen. Okay, that the Most High had handpicked for salvation here in these last days. Other than that, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to be left here and melted. And when you try to tell the people that, they think we're crazy. Okay? They pull away the shoulder. Okay? Now, going to Jeremiah chapter 30. Okay, verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness. This would be a depiction of a scene that would be inside of one of these FEMA camps, like Alligator Alcatraz, or that FEMA camp for the homeless that they got up there 7 miles outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. That's just 2. They're constantly building these FEMA camps outside of every major city across the United States to house the homeless and to house the so-called illegal immigrants. They're arresting Latinos that have been here for decades, that have a tax stamp, that obey the law that Esau set up. They just want them out of the way because they have the ability to procreate and reproduce as the number of the sands of the sea, as it was a biblical prophecy that was given to Jacob, our forefather, right, of the 12 tribes, by God himself. Okay? He would number as the sands of the sea. His seed would number as the sands of the sea. We just read it of the promise that the Most High God had gave to Abraham. And then we saw the genealogy of how it would go from Abraham and pass to Isaac, and then pass from Isaac to Jacob, and Esau was put off to the side. I showed you where the Most High God had made Esau would would increase to a great multitude, and Esau would decrease to being small amongst the nations and despised among men. Okay, that's the difference. And I showed you also that not Abraham Lincoln, what's his name? Benjamin Franklin had made a racist comment about trying to depopulate the blacks and tawnies, right, in the land of Azareth, because that's what it was called, is the land of Azareth here in America, okay, where a land where never mankind dwelt, okay, because at one time they chose to come here thousands of years ago, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, okay, after the Assyrian captivity, where the southern tribe of the house of Israel went into the southern captivity under the King Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, those individuals that ended up here in Azareth and dwelt here for thousands of years, at least 3 that we know of, okay, they left the way of the heathen and decided to enter into a country where never mankind dwelt. The same country where King David and King Solomon would have Hiram Abiff, who was a wayfaring sea captain of the coasts of all the different oceans at that time under King Solomon, would come here every 18 months and take back bear, horses, things of substance that would make one rich, gold, silver, things that they would find popped up out of the ground, solid rock made out of solid gold. They would come over here and like going through a grocery store shopping for different things, and then get on the boat and go back to King Solomon and melt everything down and offer him in gold and silver plates and shields and spears and all kinds of shit. Okay? I mean, come on, man. You see? Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned unto paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay? For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. Whose yoke? The yoke of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man that have oppressed us, right? And will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, right? Keep them in a perpetual state of oppression. You heard the young woman twice now, okay? And what Bill Gates and the rest of these lunatics, elites at the top, plan to do to all of the populations of the earth, not just us, okay? But the main focus is to destroy us and to depopulate us. That's what their fucking plan is. But it's not going to work, because the Most High God, his law, statutes, and commandments stand as a testament for all eternity. Okay? As to his majesty, as the creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, all that is therein, in the foundations of water. And his name is Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? Yahweh means he is, he exists, he that is to come. Yahweh Shai means he is salvation. Straight across. These are the true Hebrew names of the Most High and his Son. If you don't know those names, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going to be saved. Fuck that. You're wasting your time. Okay? Anyway. But they shall serve the Lord their God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return, okay, and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. Okay? So the only people that are going to be saved, like it says in Isaiah chapter 59, verse 20, okay, and the Redeemer shall come unto Zion. Zion is memorial. Okay, let's get it. Okay. The Redeemer shall come unto Zion, saith the Lord, right? To Zion. Boom. To Zion.
Strong's H, 6726. Sion. Sion.
Zion, a parched place, right? That's in reference to the dry bones in Ezekiel chapter 37, verses 1 through 18. Okay? Because the 18th verse in Ezekiel chapter 37 is going to explain why individuals come up to the prophets asking questions when they see the 12 tribes sign out there. And then we can explain it. Like I was trying to explain to the brother yesterday, but he didn't want to hear what I had to say. He pulled away the shoulder. He wanted to talk about aliens from outer space and the vibration of the earth and fat and eating of meats. And what else he said? I mean, just stupid shit, man. Just everywhere. Right? Just trying to sow confusion. Putting his word across. Man, look. If you're not willing to listen to the words of the Most High God and His prophets that are trying to do everything they can to be personal, to interject, okay, friendly interjection between two and calling a conversation concerning, and whereas that would offer either one or the other to be able to have the ability to persuade one, okay, to salvation, okay, then ain't nothing you can do. You see what I'm saying? But the dude pulled away the shoulder, right? Another name for Jerusalem, especially in the prophetic books. Okay? And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Right? To Zion as a permanent capital, a mountain or government of Jerusalem. Okay? It's a stronghold. Okay? A place captured by King David where he made his residence. The southern part or of the eastern hill of Jerusalem, distinct from the site of the temple. Okay? So, like I said before, we try to do what we can. A sunny place, a sunny mountain, right? A fortress, the higher southern hill. See? So that's basically all we're trying to do, man. Just trying to tell people what's going on, but they don't want to hear it. Okay? Right? And the Redeemer shall come unto Zion, the memorial of Israel. Okay? The remnant. And the Redeemer is Yahweh Shai, and he's coming to them, those that know his name. Right? And unto them that turned from transgression in Jacob. Right? What is transgression? What do you mean by that? Sin. 1 John chapter, let's get it. 1 John, okay, just in case. Chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is transgression of the law. And it says that in the New Testament. So how can you say the law is done away with? Okay? It tells you exactly what sin is. The only people that can be sinners are the Israelites. Everyone else the Most High doesn't give a shit about. They're just extras in a movie. Okay? They get the least amount of pay. They just walk across the screen. The main actors are Jacob and Esau. Okay? So the Most High doesn't give a shit about the heathen nations. He cares about the Edomites and the Israelites scattered amongst the heathen nations. Okay? To separate them from the heathen nations. Okay? And only a remnant of those individuals is what he's trying to separate. Okay? And have them to return unto the memorial of Israel by rehearsing the righteous acts as is found in Judges chapter 5, verse 11. Right? And the lands of drawing water. And the lands of drawing water are the lands where in our captivity, in the lands of our captivity where we've been scattered. Okay? So that's the reason why it's called the land of drawing water, where we're slaves. Wage slaves, aka employees. Okay? All right, just in case. Okay, that's just saying, right now. But anyway, where was I at? Okay, I was at Isaiah 59 and 21, right? Boom. All right. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Lord. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever. NLT, this is my covenant with them, says the Lord. My spirit will not leave them, neither will these words have I given you. They will be on your lips and on the lips of your children and your children's children forever. I, the Lord, have spoken. Okay? So, one more thing, though. Jeremiah chapter 50, right? Verse 33. Okay? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. All that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Okay? And we're currently in the land of our captivity, in the lands of drawing water, where we rehearse the righteous acts. It's just simply a rehearsal of wearing garments, remembering the way of our fathers which sinned before the Lord, like it says in where is it? Baruch chapter 2, verse. Let's get it. As a matter of fact, okay, Baruch chapter 2, Verse 30. Verse 29. If ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. Right? For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. And this is what we're doing, is we're going out, risking our lives and our freedom to tell the people that it's time to remember the way of our fathers which sinned before the Lord, which is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments, which is the whole duty of man, as it is written in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter: fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. And the men that it's being referenced to are Israelites. Everyone else in the eyes of the Lord is a wild brute beast. Why? Because the Most High God gave the Israelites his law, his statutes, and his commandments as to what it is to be men and women on the face of the earth, as a light unto the Gentiles. Okay? Everyone else is a wild brute beast. They worship false gods and idols and things wherein there is no profit. Okay? That's what they do. They've been doing it for centuries. Okay? So it's going to take 1,000 years for us to break them, these heathen nations, along with the Edomites, from all of their wickedness. It's going to take from generation to generation to generation in order to bring them into the everlasting light of wisdom and knowledge of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their God. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. Okay? And return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. See? So only the people that are going to come back is a remnant of Zion, those that are destined to return here in these last days. Okay? And those are the elect of the house of Israel. Okay? Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 34. Their Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. To plead. Let's go get it again. He shall plead their cause, right?
Strong's H 7378, Reeve, and second entry, Ruve.
Okay, which means to strive, to contend, to strive physically with words, right? So we're out there physically in the body, in the flesh, in the terrestrial, okay, striving with the people with words, right? To conduct a case or a suit, to make a complaint, to quarrel, to contend against, to chide, to contend, to plead, right? A primitive root properly to toss, i.e. grapple. Most figuratively to wrangle, i.e. to hold a controversy, to defend. Adversary, chide, complain, contend, debate, lay wait, rebuke, strive, thoroughly. Okay? To contend, to strive. Okay? So that's what the Most High is going to do, is he's going to thoroughly plead our cause. Okay, Slakia. Okay, let's go get another part in Joel chapter 3 of plead. He will plead with them there. Okay.
Strong's H 8199, Shaphat.
Same word, two different meanings, right? This one means to judge, to govern, to vindicate, to punish, to act as a lawgiver or judge or governor, right? To rule, to judge, to execute judgment, right? To vindicate, condemning and punishing, at theophanic advent for final judgment. Okay? What is this word theophanic? What does that mean? web search. Theophanic. Whatever. DuckDuckGo. Don't matter. What is it? Theophanic definition. Theophany. Right? Theophanic. Adjective. A visible manifestation of a deity. What is a deity? Right? See if I can get that. Deity. Define. Deity. A god or goddess. Okay? Okay? Divine status, quality, or nature. The creator and supreme being. Okay? Yeah. Right? So that's what theophanic. The God advent of final judgment. Okay? To defend, to deliver, to execute judgment, to pronounce sentence, for or against by implication, to punish, to govern, right? To contend, to defend, to execute judgment, right? See? A root which is not found in the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, a root which is not found in other Phoenician Semitic language. It doesn't say anything about Semitic. It says Shemitic language. Shemitic language. Phoenicio-Shemitic language. Didn't say a goddamn thing about Sem. It says Shem. Right? Japheth, Shem, and Ham, the three sons of Noah. Okay? Alrighty. Ooh, where did that come from? Oh, wow. Get it where you go, Finn. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right? How's he going to do it? Okay. Amos, chapter 1. Let's go for the punishment of Ham, right? Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. Right? For 3 transgressions of Edom, the so-called white man, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Okay, get this. This is what the Lord says. The people of Edom have sinned again and again, and I will not let them go unpunished. They chased down their relatives, the Israelites, with swords, showing them no mercy. In their rage, they slashed them continually, and were unrelenting in their anger. Okay? Now, we just saw a video of the unrelenting anger of Esau, Edom, the elite, how they want to inject different type of shit in people's arms, little kids now, modifying and changing their DNA. Okay? You see what I'm saying? This is the wickedness of these devils, man. Real talk. Now, let me see if I can, where was we at? I was, was it, Benjamin Franklin letter, right? Now, okay. Now let's see if we can get it. Okay, where was we at? What did I do? I went here. Okay. And this is what they want to do, man. Right? Franklin argued that slavery diminished the nation, undermined the virtue of industry, and diminished the health and vitality of the nation. He argued that slavery was not as cost-effective or productive as free labor. Controversial paragraphs. Okay. Franklin was alarmed by the influx of German immigrants to Pennsylvania. The German immigrants were lacking in a liberal political tradition, the English language, and Anglo-American culture. In paragraph 23 of the essay, Franklin wrote, why should the Palatine Boers be suffered to swarm into our settlements? Right? Why do they call us Palatine Boers? That's crazy. Okay? and by herding together establish their languages and manners to the exclusion of ours. Why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of our Anglifying them, and will never adopt our language or customs any more than they can acquire our complexion? Okay? See? Franklin favored immigration of Anglo-Saxons who, according to Ormond Sive, he identifies as the only so-called white people among the various peoples of the world, although such an idea would have been highly unusual at the time. And Franklin never mentions race at all but complexion, nor does he deny that Germans belong to the white race. Nonetheless, his views have been condemned as racist in more recent literature and more precisely xenophobic. Okay? Gordon S. Wood and others note that Franklin viewed this kind of bias as universal. Franklin ends the section with, "Perhaps I am partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind." See? This is what we're talking about, man. This is where this racial bigotry and perpetual hatred that these Edomite, these sodomite Caucasians have for black and swarthy people. You see? I mean, these people, man, come on, man. These people got to go, man. They just got to go, man. These motherfuckers. Wow, man. That's crazy. But it's true. Okay, check this out. I think I read it at the beginning of the video, didn't I? Oh, look. Okay, they changed it. Benjamin Franklin's 1751 essay, Observations Concerning the Increase of Mankind, Peopling of Countries, etc., discusses population growth and its limitations. He argues that the ease and convenience of supporting a family directly influences the number of marriages and births, and that crowded European countries limit population growth due to scarcity of land and low wages. The essay also contains his views on how the British Empire could increase its population and power by expanding into America and discouraging non-white immigration. Okay? See? So they changed it from what I read earlier. Just that quick. Okay? Check this out. Exclusion of non-white people. A controversial part of the essay expresses a desire to increase the lovely white and red by excluding blacks and tawnies from America. Come on, man. If this ain't perpetual hatred, I can't fucking tell. And these people still have us in their thrall. Okay? So, these are the punishment of Esau Edom. You see? They sin again and again. They chase down their relatives, the Israelites, with swords, showing them no mercy. Right? Right? Mercy rejoiceth against. Boom. Right? James chapter 2 verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that hath showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Who did that? The only people that could fit that biblical passage right there are Edomites. You just saw and heard and read right along with me what Benjamin Franklin thinks about us. Okay, Benjamin Franklin, one of the so-called founding fathers of this bullshit. Okay, come on, man. But anyway, I've been on this video too long, man. I just wanted to, I land back off the video I seen this morning, okay, about what the plan is. I watched the video again, you know. As a matter of fact, I think I'll do it again. It's a big deal.
Control of the most intelligent, powerful species on the planet would be to completely divide them from the love within themselves. As soon as they are old enough to begin creating an understanding of who they are, force them into a system that teaches them that it is wrong to be yourself if yourself is different from what is accepted as normal. Confuse them about their own biological makeup so that they think that permanently altering their body is the answer to happiness. Require their daily attendance at an institution that makes them focus only on the information that is provided. Make them attend that institution from age 5 until an adult and repeatedly test them on the information so that it becomes their truth. Give them an explanation to everything so that they never have a chance to make their own assumptions of the world. Scold them and humiliate them if they suggest an opinion that opposes that of their authorities. Keep reminding them of how cruel their ancestors were to each other in the past and broadcast how cruel they are to each other in the present. Only show them tragedies on the news so that they live in fear and think the worst of one another. Convince them that their species used to be that of an incognizant wild animal. Make them think that their very existence is so incredibly random that they lack purpose and struggle to make sense of a creator. Tell them that their kind is as smart as they've ever been so that they don't question the integrity of the system that they're in. Provide them idols with artificial beauty and use them as examples of what it is to look perfect so that they are never content with their own appearance and can't help but to compare themselves amongst each other. Create addictive digital platforms that rank them by numbers so that they base their self-worth off of the amount of followers that they have and are never satisfied. Build a society around them in which those who have money benefit and those who don't fail. Make money their main focus, but make it so difficult to accumulate that they remain in a place of constant struggle, forced to dedicate the majority of their time to the system that made it this way. Tax them in every way possible, but tell them that it's for their own benefit so that they don't think twice about paying it. Take so much of their time and energy throughout the week, but give them 2 days to themselves so that they feel a sense of reward and don't fight back. Promote the consumption of poison in every social setting so that even on those 2 days, they remain disconnected from themselves and each other. Pump their food with excess sugars and addictive chemicals, but make it cheap, advertised, and easily accessible so that they never stop consuming. When their food makes them ill, prescribe them medication that only masks the symptoms so that they become dependent on it every day. Charge them so much money for healthcare so that they stay in a constant loop of consuming, medicating, and working. Cause chaos amongst them and blame it on a group of their own so that they form judgmental stereotypes. Turn them against each other in so many ways so that even if they were to connect on one, they would still be divided by another.
Okay. Man, I got to go get one more biblical scripture, man. I know I shouldn't be doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't give a shit. Okay. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Why? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. And I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. Okay? So the Most High Yahweh is going to punish these people, man. Your eternal hatred for the people of Israel led you to butcher them when they were helpless, when I had already punished them for all their sins. Surely as I live, saith the sovereign Lord, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come. I will make Mount Seir utterly desolate, killing off all who try to escape and any who return. Okay? I will fill your mountains with the dead, your hills, your valleys, your ravines will be filled with people slaughtered by the sword. I will make you desolate forever. Your cities will never be rebuilt. Then you will know that I am the Lord. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, HaMashiach. Shalom.